to forcibly escort her out. Sheriff Norris spoke to Krem 2,
demanding Grothman to push back at the president.
And here we go with communication strategy. The Republicans are starting to get on defense a little bit with these town halls. The more footage that comes out, the more defense they're on. I suspect as Congress returns to session this week, I suspect they'll tell all the members not to have these town halls.
If you'd like to write that down on a card like everyone else, you're welcome to. Caitlin A., where is Caitlin? Caitlin says, I don't see this in the form.
Social Security, I work for Social Security.
She works for Social Security. Administration is a 50-year staffing.
We are at a 50-year
IOU.
staffing low.
Low,
50
okay.
years staffing low. There is one of me for every 1,600 of you. I will be 45 of you in one day.
And you can see that when these types of videos come out, it forms the idea in everybody's mind when they see them collectively that there is pushback, because there is, to what's going on in Washington with the Trump administration.
Contracts with the federal government. But he is also, I think, doing an effective job.
Conflict of interest. Show me.
I know there are a lot of people
Show
who
me.
don't want to see waste, abuse, and fraud weeded out. Some of them here today.
I don't want him in charge of it.
But he is
always fraud abuse.
And you see those cameramen setting up those video cameras on the tripods right there in the shot? That tells you that local media is going to have this somewhere this afternoon on February 24th. So there's going to be some more video of this coming out.
I'm a registered Republican voter, retired active Army officer. How can you tell me that DOGE, with some college whiz kids from a computer terminal in Washington, D.C., without even getting out into the field, after about a week or maybe two, has determined that it's okay to cut veterans' benefits?
This little moment here on Rachel Maddow shows you that even if you do a teletown hall, that can get to be a communications disaster, because it doesn't matter if it's teletown hall when people start asking questions like this.
I think a couple things. Let me give you an example. Did you know that the VA was in charge of payments for illegals for housing? Basically, the VA.
No, I'd like for you to send me. Could you send me that reference so I could research that? Because no, I'm not aware of that. And I would tell you that that's a red herring, a false flag. If you're throwing that kind of political stuff up, trying to cut veterans' benefits, that's very alarming.
Whoops, so that didn't work too well. Let's go look at what happened last week at some of these town halls.
Many at the meeting disagreed, demanding Grothman to push back at the president. Austin Frederick of Oshkosh voiced his concerns about Grothman's stance on DOGE and President Trump's executive orders.
We're counting on Congressman Grothman to check that power, to balance that power. And I'm walking away today, hearing what he said, he's not going to do that.
And finally, we saw this last week.
At one point, a woman was forcibly escorted out.
There's an opportunity for you to step up, but please get up or be escorted out.
The Kootenai County Republican Central Committee hosted the event at Coeur d'Alene High School. At one point, a woman who Coeur d'Alene police identified as Teresa Snyder Borenpole goes back and forth with Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris about her needing to leave the event. The situation escalated when what appeared to be security guards grabbed Borenpole to forcibly escort her out. Sheriff Norris spoke to Krem 2 News tonight. He told us the woman allegedly bit one of the security guards. Sheriff Norris said Coeur d'Alene police cited Borenpole for trespassing.
Get a few more scenes like this, and man, it's a wrap. And I have a feeling when that Social Security, when Trump and Musk start to do changes to Social Security, look for this footage to drop. It's going to get real. This is Lauren Burke, and I'll be on tonight after Joy Reid is on MSNBC for the final time at 7 o'clock. At 8 p.m., I will do a live with Philip Thompson, who's a very smart guy, and we're going to talk about the media, corporate control, We're going to be talking about some of the things happening in media in the Trump era, the era of media control, the era of information control, the era of disinformation and misinformation. And we're going to talk about that right after Joy Reid signs off for the last time on MSNBC. There's a lot to talk about with regard to Joy Reid and beyond that question of what's happening right now, all the firings at MSNBC. So that will be happening at 8 p.m. tonight live on this channel. This is Lauren Burke. I'll see you soon.
Don't give in to the lies. Don't give in to the fear.
That's enough. Put down the mic.